Hey everybody, what's up? It is Monday, October 26th. Just sent out the new edition of MMT Trader. If you want a copy of that, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial. Remember, I am the only one who has an applied approach to MMT. I take the concepts and understandings of MMT and I apply them towards investing. You're not going to do better than this. This is the concise understanding of the monetary system. Everybody else out there is, in the wrong paradigm. They're all talking about debt and all this stuff. They got it wrong. We have it right. So that gives us a tremendous advantage. Hey, I wanted to mention something, just a personal best. I didn't talk about this last week. I did 700 push-ups in one day last week. I'm up to 6,000 for the month. I decided this month, I don't normally do push-ups, but I wanted to see how many I could do this month. Somebody I know did 20,000. Now I'm not going to hit 20,000 in a month, but to do 20,000 in a month, you have to do like 667 a day. So I wanted to see if I could do 700. I did 700 in one day. But I am over 6,000 for the month so far. So pretty good. All right. And that is in addition to waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going to the gym, doing my weight workout, and then running after that every single day. And then during the day, I did those 700 push-ups. All of that stuff also feeds into the mental game, mental toughness, resilience, that kind of thing. You put yourself in discomfort. I talk about that a lot, or I've spoken about that a lot, because people say, oh, in order to trade, you got to be disciplined. I hate when they say that, because that doesn't tell you how to do it. It's just throwing out like, just easy, statement like you got to be disciplined. Well, how do you do it? You do that by putting yourself into uncomfortable situations. And we know that trading, many times you're going to be in an uncomfortable situation. Look at today. The market was down like 2%, right? Now, a lot of you probably got nervous. Maybe you went short. All right, maybe you thought this is the beginning of a big crash in the market having to do with the election or something like that. Look, nothing has changed. Yes, I understand that election jitters cause people to become emotional, and then they sell stocks or whatever. They buy something as a protection. But that's emotional reaction. You got to look past that. You got to look to the underlying conditions, and nothing has changed. And I'm talking about the fiscal support that is being pumped into the economy. Now, it would be great if we get another stimulus, and hopefully that would happen. And if it does happen, it would just accelerate everything as far as risk assets are concerned. So you'd get much higher stock prices, you'd get higher gold prices, you get a lower dollar, you get higher commodity prices, you probably get higher bond yields. But even if that doesn't happen, we are still running at a record amount of fiscal stimulus. Look, we're up $75 billion over the same time last year already. The deficit is already $63 billion bigger than it was last year at this time, and that was already a record last year. So, you got a lot of fiscal being pumped into the economy, and that's going to sustain corporate profits. And again, that's what the market looks at. So what am I saying? Today, that down day, that big drop, you buy into that. You buy into that. Until I see something change policy-wise. Let's say Biden gets elected, or even let's say Trump gets reelected, and he decides, hey, you know what? My thing for the next 4 years is I'm going to cut the deficit. The deficit, that's always a political football. It's like something that they always target as a negative, and we have to do something about it. Well, he didn't do it in the first term, and that's why, the economy was pretty great in his first term until the COVID. But let's say he gets in there. Let's say he gets reelected and he says, you know what, on my second term, I'm going to cut the deficit. Or let's say Biden gets elected and he ends up showing his true colors, which is the fact that he's a fiscal conservative, which is what he really is. That would raise red flags for me all over the place. And I'd be looking at that really carefully to see if we start to see a contraction in spending. And if that happened, then yes, the conditions would be put in place to have a sustained downturn in the market and in the economy. But that hasn't happened. And we don't know if it's going to happen. And the beauty of this whole thing is that they tell you what they're going to do. Our job is just to sit around and to wait for them to tell us what they're going to do, and then to have the understanding of how that policy is going to affect the economy. That's where I differ from just about everybody else out there, because they have the wrong understanding. You look at a lot of big hedge fund guys who, well, maybe they didn't go out of business, but a lot of them left the business. You had guys like Ray Dalio. You had a whole bunch of guys who said, you know what, we're starting family offices. What's a family office? That's basically saying, I'm not managing money anymore. It's not working for me. I'm just going to play around with my own money. And the reason why they did that is because they had the wrong understanding of how policy affected the markets. The whole time they were talking about deficits, and it's going to be an implosion, and interest rates are going to spike. You know, they had everything backwards. So they lost money. That didn't happen over here. Okay? Knowledge is power. I know that's a cliche, but it's true. It's a true cliche. Knowledge is power. You have the knowledge, you have the mental game, you have power over your destiny, basically. That's what it all boils down to. So anyway, go to my website, get the new edition of MMT Trader. I might raise the price on January 1st. I don't know. It's $3.95 a month now. I've been thinking about pushing it up to $500 a month. And like I said, I've said this many times, it's worth way more than that. Probably $2,500 a month. Easy. So $3.95 is a bargain. Go get it now while you still can. I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking about it. All right, everybody. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.